At the beginning of the story we see John. His daughter tells him, "Papa, there's someone in the kitchen." John initially ignores her. But when he went to the kitchen himself, some masked people attacked him. Those people brought his wife and his daughter in front of him. The masked man took off his mask and showed John his face clearly. After this, he shot John's wife and his daughter right before his eyes. 9 months later, John wakes up from a coma. The doctors tell him that he has lost his memory, but everything will come back to him soon. An FBI agent, Garman, came to meet him and asked, "Do you remember what happened to your family that night?" John said, "I remember everything." After this, Garman shows him a photo of the man who killed his family. He says, "His name is Luke. He used to be a soldier. But currently he is the most wanted criminal. The night you were attacked, we found his fingerprints everywhere." John wanted to know why he killed his family, but even thinking about them made him feel sick. Garman says, "Rest for now. Here is my number. Contact me when you get better." Before leaving, Garman calls someone and says, "Activate the plumber." As soon as he said this, a man somewhere far away who was repairing a pipe suddenly stood up. His demeanor changed completely, as if someone had taken control of his mind. He quickly got into a car, left his work midway, and drove away. After this, he goes to a red light area. Here many men were having fun with girls. All those men had a small mark on the back of their heads, and this was the reason Magnus the plumber was following them. As soon as he entered, Magnus shot the receptionist, and then went to kill the others with a machine gun. They were being eliminated one by one, but killing them wasn't that easy. Some were still getting up and attacking even after being hit by 3 or 4 bullets. Finally, Magnus met his last target, Scott. Scott wasn't scared to see him. He said, "You came at the perfect time. I have a gift for you." As soon as Magnus attacked him, Scott stabbed him with something sharp, causing his body to go completely still. A bright light flashed in Magnus's eyes, and he saw Luke standing before him, who tells him, "We have freed you. From now on, you will work for us." Meanwhile, John was discharged from the hospital. Before leaving, he was given some belongings. Looking at them, John started remembering the day his family was murdered. When John came home, the silence there was overwhelming him. As his memory was returning, his wounds were getting deeper. While he was eating, he got a call from someone. The man on the phone introduced himself as Isaac, and he was very scared. He said to John, "Where did you go? I thought those people had killed you too." John had no idea what he was talking about. He said, "Let's meet. Give me your address." Isaac said, "You know where my house is, right? You come here quickly. I've kept that thing of yours safe." John wanted to know what he was talking about. So he quickly noted down his address and went there. As soon as he reached Isaac's apartment, he saw everything inside was scattered and there were blood splatters on the wall. Inside, he found Isaac's corpse, which was rotting and stinking. John was puzzled. If he had been dead for so many days, who called me? His mind was now deceiving him. John searched the house and found another address inside. It was the address of a strip club. John immediately went there. Upon entering, he saw girls taking off their clothes and dancing in front of clients. He began to wonder if he used to come to such places. John saw a girl there and tried to talk to her. But that girl was ignoring him. He didn't want to cause a scene. So he went to the washroom. But Magnus was already there waiting for him. He stabbed John with the same sharp object that Scott had used on him. As soon as this happened, John saw Luke, who was saying, "You don't have control over your own mind." In anger, John thought of attacking Magnus. But just then the club guards picked him up and threw him out. John wanted to know why everyone here was his enemy. What had he done wrong? John followed that girl and took her to her apartment. Before he could ask anything, Magnus suddenly attacked him. A fierce fight broke out between the two. Magnus was a mind-controlled universal soldier, and John was no match for him. Magnus cut off the poor guy's fingers. John also attacked him, cut his leg, and ran away. After the mission failed, Magnus returned to base. Here we see more people like him, and Scott was giving them a speech. He says, "My brothers, we must not forget our past. Until now, someone else controlled our minds. But now we have found a purpose in life. Every one of us has been a slave to others until now. But what did we get in return? Only a life of sorrow, pain, and humiliation. Very soon our numbers will grow, and we will rule the entire world." Meanwhile, Sarah said to John, "You were looking at me in the club as if you didn't know me." John, who had forgotten everything, tried to guess her name. But he couldn't remember anything. He asked, "Who am I? What did I do here?" What Sarah told him next was completely different from what he had understood so far. She told him, "You are a truck driver and live in a small cabin in the woods." John thinks, if my home is there, then where have I been living all this time? He asked, "When did we last meet?" To which Sarah replied, "One day you came to the club as always. You were looking at me, and when my shift ended, I heard someone screaming. You were beating up that man who tried to talk to me. The guards tried to stop you, but you didn't. And that was the last time I saw you. After that, you disappeared somewhere." John understood why the club people had thrown him out. He strained his brain and tried to remember, but he couldn't remember anything except his family. What did he do? Where did he live? Who were his friends? Nothing. He only remembered his family. John was looking at himself in the mirror. Suddenly, Luke appeared before him. He grabbed John and said, "Try to remember." John saw his family being killed again, and when he opened his eyes, he realized it was all a bad dream. After this, he went to Garmin. He needed to know why this was happening to him. John says, "I see Luke. He talks to me." Garmin told him, "You are not alone. He has kidnapped many of our people in the same way. He has some technology with which he controls our minds. Luke is building some kind of secret organization. And before you find him, he will find and kill you." John wanted to know why he was after him, to which Garmin said, "We don't know that either. But whoever is connected to him in any way, he does the same to them. Try to remember, something will surely come back to you." Meanwhile, we see Magnus, whose severed leg had healed on its own. This meant he was no ordinary human. They were genetically advanced humans created for some purpose. They had anger and hatred for those who had enslaved them. A man started drinking Magnus's alcohol, which Magnus didn't like at all, and they started fighting. The man couldn't last long against Magnus. After that, the people present there beat him badly for being weak. A little later, Luke arrived there and shot that man, because he didn't want anyone in his organization fighting each other. Later, John goes with Sarah to a warehouse. He often used to come here to pick up shipments, and he found out that Luke was last seen here. As soon as he entered, a man asked him, "Where have you been all these days? Why didn't you come to work?" John said, "I need to see my shipment." "Where is it going? Tell me." That man told him to talk to the manager because he didn't have information about it. When John went to the manager was very happy to see him. He said, "Come, I was waiting for you." John asked, "Where is my container going, and who is this man?" But the manager said, "Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. But I have a surprise for you." He said, "Your shipment was rotting here. We tried to contact you but you weren't there. Then we found your friend Isaac. We went to his house, and look what we found there." The manager showed John CCTV footage, and what John saw blew his mind. It turned out that the one who killed Isaac was none other than John himself. John had killed him so mercilessly. The manager said, "No, they won't let you go. Run as far as you can." John realized he had a doppelganger. He immediately came out and told Sarah to go to the place where he used to live before. He was sure he would still be there. They were on their way when Magnus attacked them again. He chased their car and fired at them repeatedly. But fortunately, not a single bullet hit them. Magnus shot the tire, causing their car to overturn, and both were badly injured. John still tried to escape with Sarah. But then Magnus picked him up and threw him into a store. He beat John badly. This man had superhuman strength, and John was no match for him. But as he fought, John realized he wasn't weak either. Suddenly his muscle memory unlocked, and he skillfully tackled every attack. Finally, he picked up a bat and hit Magnus so hard that his head burst like a balloon. Sarah was scared seeing him like this. Before the police could arrive, John quickly put her in the car and drove away. John saw that his severed fingers had also grown back. He understood that he was no ordinary human. Sarah took him to the cabin where he used to live before. But as soon as they entered, another John was waiting for them with a gun. His face was identical to John's. The new John said, "You are better than me. That Isaac made you better than me." John wanted to know why he had killed Isaac. The other John then told him, "I am a universal soldier. We were created to kill Luke. They must have told you that Luke is a bad man. They told me too. But when I went to kill him, he told me the truth I was unaware of, and when I met Sarah, I found out that I had been enslaved. My memories weren't mine." John says to him, "But I am not like you. I have a family." To which the older John said, "I can understand how much memories hurt. You go to Luke, he will help you." Sarah went to John and hugged him. But then, something happened to John. He tried to kill Sarah. After which, John had to kill her. He gave Sarah a knife and said, "Take it out of my body." It is revealed that there was a microchip in the back of his head that was controlling him. John said, "No, you have no one here. Go home. You are free." After this, John went to the river where the older John had told him to go. He found a man waiting for him with a boat. John quietly got into his boat and arrived in a forest. From the outside, no one could tell that many soldiers lived inside. They told John to go into a secret bunker, and as soon as he went inside, they closed the lid. Inside, John met a doctor who examined him and said, "You are just a child. You were created only 3 weeks ago. But you grew up very fast." The doctor told him, "I know why you are here. Your memories are the cause of your suffering. Can you summon them?" Hearing this, John started crying. The doctor said, "All your memories are artificial. You were created in a government lab where I used to work. A chip has been implanted in your brain containing your memories. I designed it, and only I can remove it." John wanted the doctor to remove those memories. Just like he had done with the previous John. The doctor said, "Okay then, let's start the operation." During the operation, he revealed, "The John before you was tasked with retrieving a container. It had things that would allow us to create more Johns like you. But he disappeared somewhere." The doctor just had to remove the chip containing the memories of his family. But this John wasn't like the previous ones. This time, the chip was implanted very deep, causing the doctor great difficulty. But even more dangerous were his memories. John knew it was all fake, but even knowing everything, a part of him was screaming that it was all real. John became very violent during the operation. He only understood that he had to kill his family's murderer somehow. The soldiers tried to stop him, but John mercilessly killed every single man who tried to stop him. Finally, John met Scott, who attacked him as soon as he saw him. Scott was completely fearless, as if he had no fear of death. A brutal fight ensued between the two. They stabbed each other with knives and ran each other through with swords. Finally, John killed him and moved forward. There he saw Luke standing alone, waiting for him. He said, "You still believe their lies. If you think I killed your family, then so be it." John was not ready to accept that Luke was being made the villain of this whole story. While the real responsibility for his condition was the government lab, where he was created. A terrible fight broke out between them. John grabbed whatever he could and started attacking Luke. But Luke was a very experienced player in this game. Even though outdated, he bravely faced an advanced soldier like John. Soon both were covered in blood. But John was not ready to stop. Luke saw that this John was not like the previous ones. This time, he wasn't programmed just to stop him but for revenge. He dropped his weapons and said, "Kill me. This fight has no end. Not until the government kills him." He had accepted his fate that this fight was endless. He had killed who knows how many Johns before. But he saw something different in this John. He wasn't working on anyone's orders. What he did of his own free will. John looked at him and thought for a while. He could have stopped himself, but he decided to kill him. Luke's men arrived to kill him. But when they saw that John had killed Luke, no one tried to kill him anymore because it was all over. After this, John went to meet Garmin. When he found out that he had killed Luke, he was very happy. The government agent told him the truth that he was a universal soldier designed to kill Luke. "Before you, we sent many like you. But they all either failed the mission or disappeared. We tried to instill patriotism in them. We told them Luke was a traitor, which probably wasn't enough to kill Luke. But inside you, we implanted memories of a family, which made you emotional, and only you managed to kill him." But he was unaware that John was no longer following his orders. What he did by his own will. The government agent said, "Those memories, your family, everything is fake, but the pain they cause is real. I can get you your freedom. Come with me to the lab. We will erase those memories." John said, "So Luke didn't kill my family. You killed them. This was all your conspiracy. Because of you I am in pain." Before Garmin could explain anything, John took out his gun and shot him. Hearing the gunshot, another government agent emerged from Garmin's van, got into the real agent's car, and drove away. John may have killed Luke, but now he was on a mission of his own. A mission to free all those whom the government was using for its own benefit, by giving them such painful memories. John remembered his family once again. For him, it was all real. And now he would destroy all those who were the real culprits behind his family's death. With this, the story ends here. Please let us know in the comments how you liked this movie.